I sit alone now, in a small rented apartment, a world away from the house I once poured myself into, shaping it into a home. On a solitary shelf, a photo frame remains, unpacked, untouched. Within its borders, two images reside. One, a tender moment of my husband, Daniel, cradling our newborn daughter. The other, a faded glimpse of Liam, my college boyfriend. A whisper from a past I never fully released. People often paint a portrait of transformation with grand strokes, a new car, a daring haircut. Yet no one speaks of the profound ache that comes with packing a suitcase, watching your husband's eyes hollow with disbelief, and uttering the words that you need time with someone else. That someone, for me, was Liam. I remember telling Daniel it wasn't a matter of falling out of love. It was about losing sight of myself. I had vanished somewhere, dissolved into the demands of life. And Liam, somehow, was a phantom limb of my former self, a ghost reminding me of who I used to be. My name is Emily. I remember a version of myself who wrote, who dreamt, who danced barefoot in the kitchen with Daniel, the soulful melodies of James Taylor weaving through the air. But somewhere amidst the relentless cycle of school runs, the burden of bills, and Daniel's consuming work, we simply drifted. We existed side by side, yet miles apart. My words would hang in the air, met only by his distant nods. Our intimacy became a rare mechanical act, a box ticked on an invisible checklist. The emptiness, insidious and quiet, crept in like a silent fog, obscuring everything. I didn't realize the profound depths of my loneliness until one night, tears streamed unchecked for hours on the bathroom floor. The only soul to witness my silent collapse was Sophie, my daughter, whose wisdom has always seemed to outpace her years. She simply looked at me one evening and with a quiet certainty observed, "You look like you're disappearing." She was profoundly, heartbreakingly right. Not long after, I stumbled upon Liam's profile online. His hair carried the silver threads of time, but his smile remained an unbroken echo of the past. "Hey, long time." My fingers typed a silent prayer. His reply came almost instantly. "Emily, I can't believe it. I've missed you." We fell into conversations that felt like resurfacing after a long dive. Tales of books, music, life, and the people we had once been. He was divorced now, untethered, no children, no visible ties. When he confessed, "You still make my heart skip," something deep within me, long dormant, stirred to life. I hadn't planned to revisit old affections, but neither did I resist their intoxicating pull. When I finally confided in Sophie about Liam, her response was devoid of judgment, only a profound, empathetic understanding. She said, "You've spent your life taking care of everyone else. Maybe it's time to choose you." Her words, a quiet affirmation, ignited a courage I never knew I possessed. Daniel's reaction was a stark, unyielding silence. Our marriage hadn't crumbled under the weight of arguments, but rather suffocated in the vacuum of unspoken words. There was a time when we would stay awake until dawn, talking about everything and nothing, sharing private jokes, spending languid Sundays over pancakes and jazz. But the world outside grew louder, and our world within grew quieter. I recall an occasion that should have been celebratory. My birthday. Daniel arrived home late offering a generic gift card to a store I never frequented, muttering, "Sorry, busy day." There was no embrace, no shared meal, not even a flicker of eye contact. I smiled, assuring him it was fine, but inside I felt like forgotten furniture, functional, ever-present, yet utterly unnoticed. I tried to bridge the chasm. I suggested counseling, small getaways, anything to reignite the fading spark. Each attempt was met with a dismissive wave. "You overthink things," he'd say. "Everyone gets bored." Bored? That chilling word. That was how he perceived us. Only Sophie truly saw the silent landscape of my sadness. "Did you ever really love Dad?" she asked one day, her young voice piercing the quiet, like the way people are supposed to. That question became an unrelenting whisper in my mind. Eventually, I told her about Liam, about how he made me feel vibrant again. Instead of anger, she offered a profound compassion. "You deserve happiness, even if it's with someone else," she simply stated. That evening, I prepared Daniel's favorite meal, determined to speak gently. He arrived home, already consumed by the glowing screen of his work emails. I waited until halfway through dinner. "Daniel," I began, my voice a fragile thread, "I need tech. I need space. Time. With someone from my past. With Liam." His fork clattered against the plate, the sound echoing the sudden shattering of our world. "What the hell are you saying?" he demanded, his face a mask of disbelief. "I need time to find myself, to see if there's anything left of who I used to be." He sprang to his feet, scraping his chair across the floor. "You want to run off with another man? You've already cheated." "No," I breathed, my voice barely audible. "I've been honest." A bitter, hollow laugh escaped him. "Honest? You've been fantasizing about someone else while sleeping beside me? You're destroying this family." He grabbed my phone, slamming it against the wall. "You want Sophie to see her mother as a cheat?" "She already knows," I replied, my voice holding steady, "and she understands." That truth seemed to break him. He turned away, walked into the bedroom, and closed the door, the sound of final, definitive period on our life together. The next morning, he was gone. His clothes, his toothbrush, half of everything. On the counter, a note in his stark, familiar handwriting. "You won't find what you're looking for, but you'll lose everything trying." I didn't cry. I simply booked a one-way ticket to California. Liam met me at the airport with flowers and coffee, a mirror image of the past. The first few days shimmered with magic. Sunsets on the pier, old songs on the car radio, laughter that felt achingly familiar. For a brief, intoxicating moment, I truly believed I had made the right choice. But the illusion was thin, and reality began to seep through its cracks. He drank more than I remembered. He spoke of his ex with a bitterness thinly disguised as charm. His jokes about Daniel, and then about me, grew sharper, more cutting. Then one night, a message flashed on his phone. "Told you she'd come." My stomach plummeted. I confronted him the next morning. He merely smirked, then laughed. A cold, empty sound. "You want the truth? I'm no grand love story, Emily. You're a bored housewife chasing a memory. I just gave you what you wanted, the illusion." His words struck me harder than any argument with Daniel ever had, shattering the fragile hope I had clung to. I packed my suitcase. He didn't stop me. In the cab to the airport, I called Sophie, my voice trembling. "You were wrong, sweetheart." I choked out. "I didn't deserve this." Her voice, calm and steady, was my anchor. "No, Mom," she said. "You deserve the truth." Back home, I didn't return to Daniel. I found a small studio apartment, its walls bare, a single plant offering a touch of green, quiet. I started therapy. My therapist, Rachel, once asked me a question that still echoes in my mind. "When did you stop believing you were worthy of real love?" I didn't know the answer then. Perhaps I still don't fully. Daniel and I now speak only of practicalities, Sophie's future, her college aspirations. He's found someone new, a teacher at her school. When Sophie shared the news, I found myself smiling, a genuine, unforced smile. He deserves peace. Liam texted a while ago, "Hope it was worth it." I didn't reply. What was there to say? That he was right? That I was lost? That I was chasing a ghost? Sophie visits often. We sit on the floor, sharing takeout, talking about her future, her fears of ending up in a loveless marriage. I listen. Truly listen this time. I'm learning that love isn't always about grand second chances. Sometimes it's about knowing when to stop chasing what's gone, when to embrace the silence, and allow it to teach you something profound. Would I risk everything again for someone who once promised to make me feel alive? I already did. And now, in the quiet solitude, I'm learning how to feel alive without needing anyone else to remind me who I am. I'm discovering the echoes of my own strength, the silent story of myself, unfolding finally on my own terms.